Before we begin, take a deep breath. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel the stillness entering your body. Feel the silence between your breaths. Now listen carefully, because what I'm about to share is not just advice, it's sacred guidance for those who have truly begun to awaken. When your soul starts to see beyond illusion, when your energy starts to rise, not everyone will understand what's happening within you. Some will question you, some will envy your peace, and some will try to pull you back into the noise you've escaped. But the awakened must remember this: not everything that grows in the light must be revealed to the world. Before we begin, take a deep breath. Inhale slowly through your nose, exhale gently through your mouth. Feel your body soften. Feel your mind quiet down. Feel the weight of the day lift from your shoulders. In this very moment, there is only awareness, the simple act of being here, fully present. Now listen carefully, because what I will share with you today is not just knowledge, it is a reminder of ancient wisdom. A wisdom that says, not everything that awakens within you must be revealed to the world. When you begin to awaken spiritually, your perception changes. The world does not look the same anymore. You see through illusions, you feel energy, you sense truth in silence. You begin to notice that everything is connected, that every thought, every word, every action carries vibration. And when that realization strikes, you begin to live differently. You no longer chase what others chase. You no longer fight the same battles. You move slower, listen deeper, and act with awareness. But here is where many fall. They awaken and they rush to tell the world. They speak of their insights, their visions, their transformation, because they feel the excitement of discovery. But the path of awakening is sacred, and sacred things lose their power when shared too freely. You must understand, spiritual awakening is not entertainment. It is not a topic for casual discussion. It is the unfolding of your soul, and it must be treated with reverence. The moment you start explaining your awakening to those who are not ready to hear, you drain your own energy. Because words cannot carry the full truth of experience. And those who live in illusion will not understand the light you have seen. They will mock it, question it, or twist it to fit their own limited understanding. And as you try to explain, you fall back into the very illusion you were rising above. This is why Master SHI often says, not everything the eye sees must be spoken. Silence protects truth. The seed grows in the darkness before it touches the light. Your awakening is that seed. It needs stillness, protection, and care to grow strong. If you expose it too early to the noise of the world, it may wither before it blooms. You must learn to walk quietly, not because you are afraid, but because you are aware. There is a power in restraint, a strength in silence that only the awakened know. The more you speak of what you are learning internally, the more your mind becomes attached to the idea of being spiritual. Instead of living from awareness, you begin performing awareness for others. And that is where awakening turns into illusion again. So guard your journey with humility. Let your transformation show through your energy, not your explanations. People will feel it in your presence, in your calmness, in your eyes. They will sense something different, but they may not understand it, and that is fine. You are not here to convince them. You are here to become free. The awakened path is not about being understood. It is about becoming silent enough to understand everything. Let your silence be your protection, your stillness be your teacher, and your awareness be your guide. This is the beginning of true mastery. The first thing you must never reveal is the depth of your spiritual experiences. Because what happens within you during awakening is not meant for display, it is meant for transformation. When awareness opens, your inner world becomes vast. You begin to sense the subtle energies moving through you. You may see patterns in life you never noticed before. You may hear the silence between sounds. You may feel connected to something greater than words can describe. Sometimes you may even experience visions, clarity, or deep moments of unity where you feel one with all that exists. But remember this, not everyone can understand what you are going through. For those who still sleep within illusion, your awakening sounds like madness. They see only through the eyes of the ego, so when you speak of the infinite, they reduce it to something small. They may call you strange, delusional, or lost. They may argue with you, not because they are against you, but because your awakening reflects a truth they are not yet ready to face. When the light enters you, it threatens the darkness around you. And not everyone will welcome that light. That is why silence is sacred. When you experience something beyond human understanding, hold it within your heart. Let the lesson shape you before you attempt to share it with others. If you speak too soon, you weaken the vibration of that experience, because words can never capture the divine. The moment you describe it, you confine it to language, and the divine cannot be confined. It is infinite, ungraspable, alive. And so the wise remain silent, not because they are hiding something, but because they understand that what is sacred loses power when exposed to noise. Master HENG teaches that true understanding is not in expression but in integration. The question is not, can I describe my experience? It is, can I live from it? That is the real test of awakening. You are not meant to tell the world what you have seen. You are meant to become it. If you saw light, then be the light. If you felt peace, then radiate that peace. If you heard the voice of intuition, then follow it with faith. That is the silent way of the awakened. When you keep your experiences within, you give them room to grow, like a seed that matures beneath the soil. No one can see it, but something powerful is forming beneath the surface. And one day, without announcement, it blossoms. People will notice your calmness, your clarity, your energy, and they will ask, what changed? You will not need to explain, because your being will speak louder than your words. This is how true spiritual power works. It is felt, not spoken. So when divine moments touch your soul, protect them. Do not rush to tell. Do not seek to be believed. Allow the experience to dissolve your ego and expand your awareness. That quiet reverence will keep the connection pure. Remember, the sacred does not need validation. It only needs your devotion. Your silence is not weakness, it is strength. It is the sign that you understand some truths are meant only for those who can hear without words. The second thing you must never reveal is the source of your inner strength. Because when you are spiritually awake, there are forces, seen and unseen, that begin to notice your energy. The awakened one shines differently. Your vibration is higher, your aura becomes magnetic. Those who live in confusion will feel that energy, but they won't always understand it. Some will be drawn to you for peace, while others will try to drain you to fill their emptiness. And when you reveal what keeps you centered, what fuels your strength, what practices align you with the divine, you open the door for interference. Your power lies in mystery, not in exposure. If you tell people where your energy comes from, they might unconsciously project their fears, jealousies, or doubts onto it. They might mock your rituals or question your beliefs, and those vibrations, if you are not rooted, can begin to weaken your focus. That is why the masters always taught, protect your practices as you protect your breath. Not everyone deserves access to your sanctuary. Your morning prayers, your silent meditations, your nightly reflections, these are sacred doors between you and the universe. No one else should enter them. The more people know your methods, the easier it becomes for them to disturb the energy you are cultivating. Spiritual strength grows in solitude. It deepens when no one watches, when no one praises, when no one interferes. The moment you begin to seek acknowledgement for your discipline, it loses purity. Your energy was meant to be guided by intention, not validation. Those who are asleep will not understand the devotion behind your silence. They will see your peace and call it luck. They will see your calmness and mistake it for passivity. They will see your strength and try to imitate it without doing the inner work. But the truth is, this strength cannot be copied because it is born from experience. from countless moments of struggle, surrender, and awakening. You went through pain to find this stillness. You walked through darkness to discover this light. That is something no one else can truly understand or take away from you. As Master HENG reminds us, the inner temple is entered alone. You do not need to prove your connection by sharing every practice. You only need to live it. When people ask how you stay so calm, smile. When they question how you stay grounded amid chaos, remain silent. Let your energy be your answer. For in silence, your power grows, and in secrecy, it stays protected. Even those who mean well can sometimes disturb your vibration simply by projecting their energy into your space. The awakened one knows that awareness is like a flame, beautiful but delicate. Protect it from the winds of curiosity, and it will burn brighter. Do not feel guilty for keeping your practices private. That privacy is your armor. The moment you expose your source of strength, you invite resistance. But when you guard it quietly, you stay aligned with the divine. Remember, your energy does not need an audience, it only needs your commitment. True power never announces itself. It simply radiates. The third thing you must never reveal is your spiritual vision, your inner calling, what the universe has shown you about your path. For when you awaken, you begin to see beyond the veil of ordinary perception. You start to sense directions that others cannot. You feel connections others overlook, and sometimes you receive insights that defy logic. These visions are not fantasies. They are messages delivered to a consciousness ready to receive them. But here lies the danger. The moment you share these visions with those who are not yet awakened, their disbelief becomes a weight upon your clarity. They will doubt what you saw. They will question your intuition. They will laugh at your certainty and call it imagination. And if you are not firmly grounded in awareness, their words can plant seeds of doubt in your spirit. Doubt is poison to divine guidance. It blurs intuition and clouds your inner knowing. That is why the ancient masters always taught, never speak of your visions until they have fully rooted in your reality. Silence protects your insight, because silence gives it time to mature. When a seed first breaks through the soil, it is fragile. Even a light wind can destroy it. Your spiritual vision is that seed. It needs time in the dark before it can withstand the light of the world. When you reveal it too soon, you invite energy that can distort its purity. Not everyone is ready to understand what you have been shown. Some will project their fears onto your vision, others will try to claim it for themselves, and many will simply tell you that you are wrong, because your clarity threatens their illusion. The path of awakening is lonely, not because others do not love you, but because they cannot yet see what you see. You are walking through a landscape invisible to ordinary sight. You are hearing whispers from the silence most people fear, and when you speak of it, you are trying to describe color to the blind. Only those whose eyes are opening will truly understand you. So keep your vision close until it begins to manifest. Keep it sacred until the signs confirm its truth. Let your life, not your words, reveal what you have seen. For when you act from vision, your actions carry power far beyond explanation. You do not need to convince others of your destiny, you only need to walk it. Every step you take in faith strengthens your alignment with the universe. When the time is right, those who doubted you will see what you saw. But by then you will no longer need their understanding. You will have already become one with the path itself. Remember this, revelation is personal. It is between you and the divine. Your vision was given to you because only you can carry it. Do not dilute its energy by spreading it too soon. Protect it with silence, nurture it with trust, and feed it with discipline. Those who live in illusion will not understand your light until they are ready to awaken themselves. So remain still, remain silent, and let your vision grow in the fertile soil of patience. Because what is born in silence will one day speak through your presence without a single word. The fourth thing you must never reveal is your spiritual progress. How far you have come on your journey, what lessons you have mastered, what energies you have overcome. Because true growth is silent, It does not announce itself, nor does it seek recognition. When you begin to speak of your progress, you invite ego into your practice, and ego is the greatest enemy of spiritual evolution. The moment you say, "I am awakened," the awakening fades, because the one who declares it is not the awareness, it is the ego claiming ownership over something that cannot be owned. Spiritual growth is not a trophy to display, it is a state of being to live quietly. When you reveal how disciplined you are, how deeply you meditate, how much peace you have found, people begin to form opinions about you. Some will admire you, some will envy you, and some will secretly wish for your downfall. All of these energies can disturb your vibration. The awakened one knows this, and that is why he remains humble. The higher the mountain, the quieter it stands. Because silence preserves sanctity. There is no need to tell people how far you've climbed. The view will speak for itself. When others see your peace, they will sense your growth. When they feel your presence, they will recognize your light. You do not need to explain what the soul already reveals. Those who are still asleep will misunderstand your calmness. They will call you detached, emotionless, or arrogant. They will measure your silence through their own restlessness and judge what they cannot comprehend. If you try to prove your sincerity, you lower your vibration to meet their illusion, and in doing so, you lose the very stillness you worked so hard to cultivate. That is why a true master speaks little of his own path. He lets others feel the energy of his awareness, rather than hear about it. Your progress must be sacred because it is not a performance, it is communion with the universe. Each step forward was guided by lessons, by pain, by surrender, and by grace. No one else can truly understand what it took for you to stand in peace, and that is why it must remain protected. Do not reveal how strong you've become to those who still thrive on comparison. Do not share how much you've healed with those who only seek to reopen your wounds. Some will use your growth as a mirror to expose their insecurities, and then they will project their discomfort back at you. Your silence protects you from that. Your humility keeps your power clean. Remember, even light attracts both warmth and shadow. The brighter you shine, the more careful you must be with your energy. The purpose of awakening is not to show others that you are enlightened. It is to become so aligned with truth that words are no longer needed. You become a living example, a reflection of stillness in motion. So when the world asks, "How far have you come?" simply smile and say, "I am still learning." For the awakened one knows that the journey never ends. Every breath, every thought, every act is part of the unfolding. And the less you speak of your progress, the more you embody it in silence. For silence is where your true growth resides. The path of spiritual awakening is not a destination. It is a continuous journey that stretches beyond lifetimes. When you awaken, you begin to see not only the light within yourself, but the hidden connections between all living beings. You realize that everything you say, everything you do, every thought you entertain, ripples through the invisible web of existence. That is why once you awaken, you must move with greater awareness. You cannot live like before. You cannot speak carelessly, act impulsively, or expose your inner truths to those who are not yet ready to understand. Because the awakened must learn the art of sacred silence. You see, when you walk the spiritual path, not everyone will walk beside you. Some will misunderstand your peace as arrogance. Some will mistake your solitude for loneliness. Some will mock what they do not comprehend. And that is why the wise choose silence, not because they are weak, but because they understand energy. They know that words hold power. They know that when you share sacred truths with unprepared hearts, those truths lose their potency. The awakened learn to speak less and observe more. They see that every challenge, every emotion, every person who crosses their path is a lesson, a mirror reflecting something within them that still needs balance. And when you learn this, you stop reacting and you start responding from awareness. You stop trying to prove your light because true light never argues with darkness. It simply shines. There will be times when you feel alone, when your energy feels misunderstood, when even the people closest to you seem distant. But understand this, solitude is not punishment, it is preparation. The universe separates you so that you may hear your own soul clearly. It isolates you to deepen your connection with the source, to help you become the calm in the chaos, the light in the storm, the eye of stillness within the world's noise. And as you evolve, your silence becomes your shield. It protects your peace, your purpose, and your sacred power. So do not fear being misunderstood. Do not feel guilty for protecting your energy. Let people wonder about your stillness, for in that stillness, you are building strength unseen. The awakened do not seek validation. They do not chase approval. They walk their path with quiet confidence, trusting that everything unfolds exactly as it should. Remember, the lotus blooms in the mud, yet remains untouched by it. Be like that lotus. Stay rooted in truth, rise above illusion, and bloom with grace in silence. And when the time comes, your presence will speak louder than any words ever could. This is the essence of awakening: to know deeply, to speak wisely, and to protect the sacred within you through the power of silence.